what I hear.
Did you see a Top Gun?
Nope.
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I don't go to movies anymore.
Now, we'll just watch it at home.
Yep. I'll wait till it comes out.
So we pay $21 a month. We go to like 3 movies a week or something ridiculous. Never go to that many, but it's worth $21.
Sure. No, I don't know. I can't stand the crinkling of people getting up and down. And it's like, no, I'll stay home next.
At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From curbside and next day delivery on over 160,000 auto parts to getting involved with the local communities.
All right, let me show you a cool trick. Plug your headphones in.
Is this where she told me to switch the 2 buttons there?
Yeah, so switch over. Hey, Thomas, you there? Hello?
I can hear you.
I got it. I didn't have my headphones plugged in.
First thing to do is get you on our show via telephone to tell Tom what's going on, see how we can best help or advise. We're live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's generally a holding time, some cards and time out for the call. 303.
What do you think of the court ruling, bro? Oh my God, they could never do that to cower to that. There you go. Talk, Jeff.
Can you hear me?
He's as ugly as ever. Doc's over at Tom's house in case Tom has a coronary. We needed someone that could give him CPR. You know, that's a good question. Would you rather die or have Doc throw his tongue down your throat? Now hit PG and bam. Now you use
I
the
could hear
mic.
Suzanne. I couldn't hear them.
You should have been able to. You just weren't. There was too many crosstalk. Can you only hear out of one ear?
The headphones are funny.
Hold on. Is it this?
It'll.
Is that better?
Or a right granted by the Constitution for everyone automatically. And they're simply saying it's not delineated in the Constitution. We'll do more on that. Michelle, your turn. You want to talk about a timeshare? What's going on, Michelle?
Tom, I have to tell you like an unbelievable but awful story about a huge timeshare scam that happened to me last year.
Well, let me tell you something, Michelle. All timeshares are scams. So you don't have to convince me. All of them are. When I say scam, I should say they're not necessarily illegal. They're just rackets. They're bad. They're not good investments. I call them financial herpes because it's damn near impossible to get rid of it. So what's going on?
Well, actually, mine has been a real nightmare because I lost money. Like,
Well, everyone
like I
does.
hear story about people losing $10,000, $40,000.
Michelle,
But
when did you
mine
buy
is
the? Let's
close to
back up.
$1 million.
Michelle, back up. When did you buy the timeshare?
Okay, I bought the timeshare in October 2016, and
Okay.
last year, January 2021, I was approached by a timeshare resale company called Rumbo. They are apparently located in Mexico City, and they were willing to purchase my timeshare.
Yeah,
I
that's
have a
yeah. They're
timeshare with
most of
Club
them are
Soleil.
scams. Most
Sorry,
of them are scams. So did you fall for it?
I did because I thought these people were in good faith. I thought they were,
Okay,
they make
it doesn't matter what
a
you thought, but what I
legitimate
want to know is
offer.
this: what were the terms of the agreement, Michelle? I'm trying to get to the basics. Did you have to pay them, or did they pay you?
No, actually, they asked me to pay. At first, there was a payment of 2,000 US for the lodging rights. Okay, like for canceling my membership with Club Solaris,
All right, did you do that?
and
Did you do that?
I did that. I was surprised that I had to make a payment because I was the seller, but I said, well,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
maybe.
you see, there's no value. It's the most ridiculous. I can't believe that people in this day are still buying timeshares. So January 2021, approached by a timeshare purchase company, and yet
Yes,
they wanted you to pay or let's just call it a timeshare, a scam company, and
yes,
then they that you had to pay. Um,
yeah.
okay,
And
and
then
what happened?
they told me that there will be a California law firm that was
Yeah, it's the
retained
same old crap.
by that
Listen.
timeshare
I don't need to hear. I don't need.
resale
Listen,
company.
Michelle. I don't need to hear honest to God, I don't need to hear the details. I know what happened. They're the same as all of them. They take money up front and they do nothing. Is that what it is right now? And you stop making your
Exactly,
payments. Tell
exactly.
me where it stands right now today. Is Club Solaris coming after you?
No, actually, when I contacted Club Solaris in Los Cabos, and I told them the story, they're Mexican people, so it's very hard to communicate with them. They don't want to understand, and they closed down my account because those fraudsters, I mean, they took all the money. I had to make many different payments for they were telling me that there were various Mexican government organizations
Okay,
from
Michelle,
USAF
this is
to
all I care about right now. I'm serious now. I'm going to ask some very simple questions. Do you still own this timeshare, or did Club Solaris take it
no,
away? Well,
they
hold
took
on.
it
I asked you
away.
two questions. Do you still own the timeshare, or did Club Solaris take it back?
Well, actually, it's the network of fraudsters.
Okay.
They took it back.
Tell
They took
okay,
it. They took the
who
money
owns
and they
the
took it
This
back
timeshare
is
again.
condo?
freaking
Everything.
brutal.
Oh my God, who owns Michelle? I if I don't ask the right questions, I get it. So you don't own it. They don't own it. Who owns it?
It's the network of fraud. It's Rumbo. Rumbo, the
Okay.
timeshare resale company, they took it, okay, they took the money, they took my timeshare, the doorknobs, the dishes, the tableware, everything,
Oh,
okay?
so they went in and actually
I'm really
They actually
bankrupt.
went
I
in
had to
and
go back
robbed the
to work
place.
because of this.
Is this phone not working? I mean, I think this two-way conversation. Did they went in and robbed you? But here's what I
Yes,
want to know: the timeshare condo itself. Do you still own it?
no, no.
Who owns it?
Well, I believe it's Rumbo because they took
The
all the money.
fraudsters.
My account
Who's
is
on
closed.
first?
Okay, Michelle.
My
Michelle
account has been
is
closed.
Michelle. That is wonderful news. So you paid $2,000 and you got rid of the timeshare, just what you wanted.
Yes.
So Club Solaris is not coming after you. Is that right?
No, they're not coming after me because
That's
I don't have
wonderful.
an account
No,
with
no,
them
no,
anymore.
I'm serious. Michelle, when I tell you this, I don't know if this Rumbold or whatever the hell you're calling them, I don't know if they're good, bad, ugly, and decent in between. All I know is this. Why do you care if you're out of this piece of crap? Why do you care?
Because I paid all this money, but I never got the proceeds of the sale. I was never paid for the
Wait a
the
minute.
timeshare.
Wait a minute. You expected to get money from this condo when they sold it?
I was selling my timeshare, so I was
Okay,
supposed to get
I
proceeds of
get
the
it.
sale.
How much did they say the proceeds of the sale would be?
Oh, it will amount to the last one was like over 500,000 US.
Okay, Michelle,
Because
honest to God, you were so duped. You are so ripped off. How much did you pay for this timeshare?
totally brainwashed by these people.
How
Richard
much did you
Wells,
pay for
he's
the
in
timeshare?
Colorado. I hope
I
he's
guess I won't get an
listening.
answer. How much, Michelle, did you pay for the timeshare back when you bought it in 2016?
Oh, about 10,000 US, roughly, like a
Okay.
very cheap price,
Okay, 10,000 US. Hold on.
roughly.
And okay, how much did you pay yearly to keep it?
Oh, there was minimal fees every year. Like, I paid the full amount up front because I
Okay.
didn't want to have
But
any
the point
debt.
here's the point I'm trying to make, Michelle. Okay, let me just talk to you. You paid 10 grand for this condo. You paid a couple grand a year to keep it, and then you paid 2 grand to get rid of it. So let's say that you're into it for 10, 20. Let's just say you're into it for 20 grand. If you believed you were going to get $500,000, you have rocks in your head. You would have never got. In fact, it's not worth the money you paid for it. Timeshares have no value. So if truly this Club Solaris is not bothering you for more payments, you actually came out ahead. You were never going to get 500. You were not going to get 400. You're not going to get 200. You're not going to get 100. You're over. You're done. In fact, I think in a way they've done you a favor. I don't know what you want us to do. We can't go in and take a company that took something worthless from you and try to get you $500,000. I'm sorry, Michelle. Really, I don't mean to disappoint you, honest to God. But you're calling truly with an impossible issue. You want to know where your money is for something that has zero value. Zero value. We can't help. I'm sorry. But we can help the many hundreds of thousands of people that will eventually hear this either online streaming or live and never buy a timeshare. More coming up.
It's the largest 4th of July hot tub sale, and it's so big, it's already started at Aqua Spas in the Denver Premium Outlets. Over 100 hot tubs in stock and ready for immediate delivery. It's all here. Hot tubs, swim spas, massage chairs, saunas, and grills. Get yours now at this huge 4th of July sale. Made in the USA, Aqua Spas hot tubs are one of Consumer Digest's best buys. With no money down financing and payments as low as $80 per month, you'll want to get to the Denver Premium Outlets soon. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day through the 4th. Aqua Spas.
All right. Genesis TotalExteriors.com is a place to go for all exterior improvements, including roofing, gutters, siding, doors, windows, painting, decks, outbuildings. In fact, if you have insurance issues where you have to put in a claim, think about it. They can do it all on one invoice and you have one source. Genesis Total Exteriors. They also do solar. GenesisSolarCO.com. Call Genesis for all your exterior needs. 303-679-8509.
And another one.
Another political mailer?
Don't worry, honey. I looked into all the candidates. Lori Sain, she sided with open border radicals, even donated to their campaigns.
Really?
Lori Sain put criminals first, sided with the liberals in Denver, and voted to shield criminals' identities.
What about our safety?
Exactly. She even led Colorado's Never Trump movement. She says she's conservative, but Lori Sain's actions are downright liberal.
Isn't Barb Kirkmeyer running?
She is, and Kirkmeyer's my choice.
Didn't Kirkmeyer pledge to fund Trump's wall and end Biden's disastrous immigration policies?
Yeah, and when it comes to crime, Kirkmeyer stands strong with law enforcement, ensuring they have the funding they need.
We need someone like that representing us. Barb Kirkmeyer will fight the liberals in Washington and win. Barb's got my vote.
Paid for by Let
Wanna hear
America
my
Work.
Chinese
Not
accent?
authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.letamericawork.com.
Hi, this is David Nestor, owner of Urban Lights, Denver's largest award-winning lighting showroom. Our locally owned and family-run business has been lighting Colorado homes for more than 40 years. Let our experts help you find your perfect lights during our 4th of July sale. Save 50% off MSRP on all lighting and 40% off ceiling fans. Hundreds of trendy styles and finishes in our curated galleries, from mountain modern to uptown loft to vintage rustic. Shop our Denver and Colorado Springs stores or online at urbanlightsdenver.com.
No one appreciates the American dream as much as Romanian immigrant Mitch Floria. He arrived with just $300 in his pocket, started Art of Granite, now serves the entire Front Range and mountain communities. A direct stone importer who passes wholesale prices on to his customers for all countertops. Completed in just 2 weeks, including quartz. Bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. Tear out and haul away free. Get a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. TheArtofGranite.com.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the D.C. liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just
Mark, you haven't even seen it.
His
oh,
damages.
you did. Never mind.
If they pay his damages, because it's a good story.
Isn't that what O&E insurance is for?
Hi, it's Suze with Martino. Tom said he'd take you right away if you had a minute. Tom's outbound. All right, hang tight. Listen through the phone. We're coming right back.
Right back. Yeah.
Okay, Tommy, he's there for you.
Thank you. And then Brad O'Brien, ask him about real estate responsibility if he wants to. Or Frank Duran would be good too.
Frank, well, try Frank. We never get him on. You available for a call?
Frank will know the answer.
Just on
for
real
a call
estate
on
ethics in
show.
general.
He's such a sweetheart. Hey, Frank.
630 KHOW.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk to Mike now about, this is really a good question. We got behind the scenes, and it's a question about real estate ethics, and I'd like to have people weigh in on it. Mike, go ahead. Hey, Mike, you had a house listed for how long?
Hey, Tom. It was listed last summer until December, and it went off the market.
Then you get a call from your broker who says what?
They called us in February, wanted us to, somebody looked at the house, and it was off the market. We said, sure, go ahead and show it. We wasn't here. And so they showed it. We never heard anything more about it. And then it's off the market. We're driving to Colorado. We get a phone call. The same broker wants to show it again. And we really didn't want to put it back on the market, but we said yes for whatever reason.
You did a one-time listing, right, for that person?
Yeah, we had to sign another contract agreement for just this one-time deal.
Okay, and so that person made a cash offer.
He made a cash offer.
$4 million or whatever.
$4 million.
Now, your real estate person says you got to be out by a certain date, and you did.
Well,
you got out.
Yeah, we have to be out by like the 29th. The owners was going to bring his whole family and stay for the 1st through the 4th.
Okay, so hold on. So you already moved out, basically.
Well, we haven't completed the whole move out.
Okay, no. Okay. So you're in the process of moving, plus you had to rent a place. And then what happens? When was closing supposed to happen?
The 30th.
What happened?
We're signing the papers the 29th. We were going to sign the papers the 29th.
You mean the closing? The closing. But
yeah.
You guys both already signed the contract to buy and sell, right?
Yes, and we had the inspection of the house. That was done. Then he signed off on the inspection. Everything went well on that. But you know, the no background checks or no to see if this guy is real.
Yeah. So what happened? That's what I want to hear. What do you mean if he's real? What happened? You got a call from your broker again saying what?
The money was supposed to be in last Thursday, and it didn't show up. The bankers got in an accident, and then it was supposed to be showed up Monday, and it didn't show up, which we didn't really know. Our real estate never told us that the money did. We just assumed it showed up, and so we call our real estate company. It was Wednesday, and it was that evening, and then she just said, "Well, the money didn't come," and we said, "What? You know, we're moving. We're."
And hold on. They didn't even know where this guy lived.
They don't. I got 2 stories about where he lives, so I kind of researched the guy's name myself, and we can't come up. The only name that we could come up with was a guy with the name that lives in Kansas.
Okay, I thought you said maybe there was a guy in Castle Rock, like Mark Major was his name.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
That's where he's supposed to live. You know, we were told he lives in Castle Rock, and then we were told he lives in Colorado.
Okay, so did this real estate person get a cell phone?
We don't know. We don't even know if they got a driver's license.
Okay, did your broker say we're still closing on the 29th or what?
No. Thursday, they called and said they canceled the sale.
Who canceled? The buyer or the broker?
The broker.
Why? Because she couldn't get a hold of him and didn't have the money.
The earnest money never showed up.
And this broker stood to make a couple $100,000. So what I'd like to know is this: who's going to cover your expenses now that you need to move back because you have nowhere to go?
Well, you know, we have, our house. It's still our house.
Right, but it cost you quite a bit of money, right?
Money, no, it didn't cost me money, but a time.
Okay.
A solid 10 hours a day for 2 solid weeks. We've worked on this to get everything moved and ready to go.
Hey, Mark, if this happened to you, what would you think? What would you do?
I talked to that realtor for sure. Whoever the broker, I don't know if he'd have any kind of O&E insurance that would cover this. I don't know, man. It sounds like the guy was just a fraudster to begin with. I don't know exactly why he even dug into it. I mean, if he really
Why would he bother having the house inspected?
That's what I mean. I don't quite understand. I don't know. But
I want to get some opinions.
Was the offer actually signed? Was everything signed or nothing signed?
Well, it's we signed our end, and we don't know on.
Well, if he didn't
end.
sign, there's nothing anybody's going to do. Then it's not even the broker's issue. I don't
No,
think.
it is the broker's issue. If the broker told Mike to start moving and didn't have a signed contract.
We had 3 weeks to get out to move, and we had no place to move our stuff.
Did he lie to you and say the contract was signed?
By the way, it's a female broker.
Yes.
So did she lie to you?
It was supposed to be signed. Everything was supposed to be a done deal. I mean, we had the inspection. Who would order that inspection?
But Mark, if you're asking, did Mike see the signature? He left it to his broker, just like I do.
All I'm asking is, did she tell him it was signed?
Yes.
And if we call her up right now, she'll go, yes, it was signed?
I think she, well, I don't know what she would say.
But Mike, did she send you a copy of the signed document?
I think she did. I think that we got.
See, Mike, Mark, if the guy's a fraud, he would have signed it.
We have both done this numerous times. Basically, you get it signed, it comes right to you, and then you sign it. You've done a ton of real estate deals. They go back and forth, e-signatures. Everybody has to be in the loop.
I'll tell you this. In order for him to get an offer, it would have come to him, and then he would have signed it. They would have signed it first. Here's what I'm saying. I don't think that's the part that is important. But if she misled him thinking, like if Frank Duran, he's wonderful.
Let's ask him.
If Frank, and we're going to, he's going to come on. Plus, I think we should get Brad O'Brien, real estate attorney, to see what he thinks the culpability is. But if my broker led me to believe I had an offer, and they went so far as to say we have a contract and all of that,
let's go down that road and say you're 100% right, and she even admits to it. What are the damages going to be? It's not going to be $4 million and have to sell it. What would they be?
No, the damages is I think my time is worth something, and we're spending 2 solid weeks to get everything moved out.
And they rented another place. I think there are some definite damages. Hold on, and Mike. If you can't hold, I understand. We'll call you back when we get Frank and the real estate attorney on. But you make your choice and tell Suze. We have to take this break, though. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And speaking of Frank, he'll be on with the real estate attorney, I hope. Now, Century RV is an RV facility with new and used RVs just north of Denver, exit 240 along Frontage Road, CentryRV.com. The best selection, the best prices, even in this supply chain crazy market of inflation. They're doing a great job. And they also have a brand new facility for their customers for maintenance. You can depend on CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Traffic on I-25 is a bit heavier now as you work your way between 6th Avenue and I-70, but no reported accidents on I-25. Your I-70 drive looking good. No problems on Pena Boulevard. 225 checking clear. Now there is a crash on Parker Road northbound. It's right around Hamden. Heavy traffic from around Quincy Avenue. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather. A 20% chance for afternoon thunderstorms today. A high of 90. Tonight's low 55. And then some monsoon moisture moves in for the weekend with a good chance for thunderstorms and highs only in the 70s. Currently it's 83. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Abraham Lincoln is known for many things, whether it's his skills as a statesman or even simple things like his stovepipe hat. But the turning point in his life came after a wrestling match. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I hope you never need this guy. Joseph A. Lazzari is one of the best criminal attorneys out there. If you find yourself tangled up with the law, you need to write this number down. Maybe you get popped for a DUI. Maybe you had some kind of altercation at home or with a neighbor. you need a good attorney. We've done the shopping for you. 303-429-6200, Joseph A. Lazara. We've known him for years and years and years. He knows the judges, the DAs. He can cut you the best deal, or he can fight for you if you were wrongly accused. 303-429-6200. Now let's talk about another great attorney, Blake Harris. I've personally used Blake. He did a trust and a will for us. He can do anything. He can help you protect your legacy, help with lawsuit prevention. He can do a will, a trust, a power of attorney, a medical directive, a beneficiary deed. You name it, he can do it, and he has flat rate pricing. I love it. You talk to him, he'll tell you what you need and how much it costs. 833-ASK-BLAKE, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
The Raleigh House offers more than just substance abuse rehabilitation and recovery. It offers a place to find connection.
How about you?
Mark thinks maybe that place was a computer store before Katrina, because the house was built in 2012.
Definitely a cell phone store. Did you see it? Still listed that way?
What are you talking about?
I never saw it.
Does it look the same, or are you saying it was built in 12?
No, I'm saying that on Google Maps.
Yeah.
On Google Maps, it says West Wind's phone store, cell phone store.
Interesting.
Hello.
Hello, baby.
Hello.
Ooh, these protests are going crazy.
What's going on?
Just
Nothing. What's going on with you?
Tom, imagine this. If they stormed the court, now, would it be just like January 6th, or would they look the other way?
No, it wouldn't be an insurgence.
Of course not.
It would be for your rights.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to send a picture of Scar to Talib, and will he put it up, my Scar?
Yeah, hell yeah, he will. I want to see it too.
I'm going to be an old
Tom, did you see I have OLS Law on?
Let me show you my
Brad
scar.
O'Brien.
Oh, this is where I got shot. This is where the mule kicked me right in the crotch.
In the cooter.
Right in my cooter.
I'm going to give it to Talib by text.
We know he couldn't have a 4.5-inch scar on his cooter because there ain't 4.5 inches there.
Oh, he is so funny. I can't take it. Oh, you're so
You're
funny.
a bad child.
My cooter.
I don't call it Scooter. I call it Big Wally.
Big Wally.
Wild Wind. Wild Wind.
There's my Scar, guys. Do you think he'll...
I see Wild Wind. Maybe he ran a store out of his
Mark,
house.
I texted you my Scar.
Oh, you texted. Let me see.
Wild Wind. You click on it.
Did you send it to Talib?
Yeah.
Cell phone store. Open now.
Holy shit, dude.
That's not real.
Oh, my God. I thought that was for a second.
Oh, no.
Holy shit. What did this poor bastard have
Oh, my
done?
God, Tommy.
That's not me,
That's not you.
Holy shit. Look what he said. Good Lord. I
thought it
was
would be
real
funny.
for a second. Say they took your whole vertebrae out.
They filleted.
Oh, my. I wonder what happened to that poor bastard.
Okay, we gotta.
Tommy, you see Brad O'Brien, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna go right to him.
Okay.
And is Mike hanging out for him?
Yes,
Holy
I
moly.
told him.
Holy moly molies.
No, there are people who will believe it.
Oh, my God. Don't put that up, Talib. They will believe it.
Not if I tell them it's
That'll
a
be
joke.
in Westwood's online newspaper tomorrow. Tom Martino had entire back removed.
Tom Martino reveals huge cash.
It's transition surgery.
Tom.
Your 303-713-TALK. HarrisFamilyLaw.com for help during a divorce. In fact, they can do as little or as much as you want. Many people are starting to do their own legwork and just need Harris for one thing or another. They can do that. It's called unbundled services. Mike and Lisa Harris started this firm. They're really good people. 303-515-5000. They have about 35 attorneys, I think, to handle different aspects of different divorces. So they always have people that specialize almost in what you need. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-515-5000. I've known these people for more than 30 years. Okay, now, Brad O'Brien is a real estate attorney, and I think we're going on maybe a couple years now. Brad, we're so happy we met him. We were dying for real estate attorneys to give opinions on stuff. And again, you know, he can only do what he can do based on what we tell him. So I'm going to summarize it. This is about Mike, and Mike's on the phone to Brad. And just a general overall opinion, if Mike came in and sat down with you, what do you think you'd tell him? He had his house listed. It expired. Then he got a call from his broker and said, listen, a guy that looked at your home before wants to look at it again, or he wants to look at it, he likes it, and can we do a one-time listing agreement for this guy? Mike said, okay. They did a listing agreement. She takes him to the house. He makes a cash offer. She says, he made a cash offer, $4 million. So Mike says, you know, she shuttled the contracts to both of them back and forth, and there was a contract, and he was supposed to wire the earnest money by a certain date. And then Mike had to be out by a certain date, which is the 29th. So he commenced moving almost immediately because it's a big house and he has a lot of stuff. So as he's moving, he gets a call the other day saying, and he rented another place. He gets a call the other day saying the money never showed up. And Mike, at that time, I need to ask you something. Did your broker contact the buyer and ask why the money wasn't there?
Did they ask me?
No. Did they ask the buyer, hey, the money didn't show up, where is it?
I'm sure they did. You know, I'm not on that end of the deal. You know, I don't know.
But you said... You said something about the bank was sick, the banker got sick or something?
Yes, it was supposed to be in last Thursday, and you know, we had found out that the banker and his son was in a car accident.
Is that what the buyer told you guys?
No, we've never talked to the buyer, only our broker, and that's what she told me.
Okay, and then you get another call saying, Mike, we can't get a hold of this guy. He never sent the money. He is totally ghosting us.
It sounds like he okey-doked the hell out of your broker.
But why would he do it? What's his game? Why would he pay for an inspection? Why would he go through all this trouble?
And he did sign the contract, him and his wife.
Okay, now here's what I want to know. Does the real estate broker have any responsibility here? Because Mike incurred a lot of loss here in time and energy and rented a new place. Brad?
Tom, did you hear that last part, though? The guy did sign everything.
Right, right. So, Mark, before we go on to Brad, what is this guy's game if you say he okey-doked her? Why? Why would, just for grins? Hey, I'm going to put an offer on a house I'm never going to buy?
The only thing I can think outside the box is maybe he's selling a home in that same price range or has something to do. I don't know the answer to it. But if the guy actually signed the contract, I don't know how this becomes a broker's issue.
And why did he ghost them? Well, Mike is saying she probably didn't do enough due diligence. But I want to know what Brad thinks. Brad, go ahead.
Sure. Well, first of all, did they use the standard real estate contract form for Colorado, or was it a custom contract form?
I'm sure it was the standard for Colorado.
Let's say, for argument's sake, Brad, it was standard. Let's just say that.
Fine. And was there an earnest money deposit paid, or even called for in the contract?
Yes.
Okay.
How much
was that?
It was $50,000. It was supposed to be earnest money put into the account.
Did he do it?
No, they never did it. That's just the whole thing.
So he was going to do $50,000. That was the one that never showed up. Then the rest of the money was going to be at closing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the Colorado contract form provides for the seller to retain the earnest money if the buyer defaults, and that's really the only recourse that the seller has. So
okay, so Brad, can he go after him for that $50,000 that was never deposited?
Perhaps, But really, the buyer's first recourse is to terminate the contract based upon a breach by the buyer.
You mean the seller can cancel? They already did cancel, but now.
Well, we didn't cancel. The broker canceled.
Well, okay.
Yesterday, she called us and said she canceled.
Yeah, you could bring a breach of contract action in court, going after the earnest money because that was your only recourse.
So $50,000 is nothing to sneeze at, Mike. Would the real estate broker bring that, or would he bring that? Both of them?
Well, the real estate broker is not a party to the purchase and sale contract. The buyer and the seller are parties. So the seller would have to bring a court action against the buyer.
Okay, let me ask you something about the broker. Do you think the broker did anything wrong?
Brokers normally are not principals in the transaction. So, something that goes wrong is normally between the buyer and the seller. Now, I heard the word negligence before. Now, there was a listing agreement. So that the listing agreement is what the seller has to look at first for any action against the broker.
So, Brad, is it really accurate to say then, when we are selling a place, even though we have a broker, it's really up to us to determine the credibility of the offer?
Yeah, I think sellers have to consider who's the buyer and weigh that against the strength of, one buyer against another prospective buyer who appears to be stronger and credible, especially in this price range. And
that brings up, by the way, Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Mark, I don't know if you remember, but maybe it happened to you. I'm selling my condo. I get a great offer. He won't take, or he did. It's not that he wouldn't take. He advised me not to take it. He said he met with him. He thought it was quirky. He thought this and that. And then he looked at it and he said the offer did not have credibility.
Yep.
And he has this expertise. So I'm wondering if somebody gets so hungry they don't even bother doing that. Maybe that's what Mike's broker did. She's looking at $200,000 commission thinking, hey, let's go for it, Mike. I don't know. But Brad, what you're saying is really it would be very difficult to pursue losses or damages against the broker.
Yes, in this case, where what happened, why the contract went sideways was something that the buyer did. The broker's not. Unless,
of course, Brad, she made it all up and she was trying to delay for some reason or another, and she had a friend that wanted to buy it. Who knows? I mean, but other than that, if she did everything according to the book, she's not really responsible for a flaky buyer.
Right.
Okay, that's Brad O'Brien. OLSlaw.com. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com. So's Frank Duran, the real estate man. I want to get him up right now really quick. Frank?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Frank. So Mike had a one-time showing agreement after his house expired on the market, and the guy made a $4 million offer, and it was the listing broker who took the offer, gave it to Mike, had it signed by both parties. Earnest money was supposed to show up and never did. And then she canceled the deal and said, I can't find the man. He's ghosting us. Now, Brad said, if it's a flaky buyer, there's not much you can do about it except go after the buyer for earnest money. But what do you do to determine credibility of an offer?
Well, Tom, that's a great question. Hypothetically, let's say they're obtaining a loan. I'll always have a conversation with the lender first. I ask a series of questions to them.
But it's a cash offer. It's a cash deal.
Then in that case, if we get a number of those too, we'll ask for proof of funds up front. And like the one we just closed yesterday, we made a situation where by a certain point, that earnest money becomes non-refundable regardless for any reason if it doesn't close.
And Frank, you actually look for proof of funds?
Oh, yes. We want to see those up front just so we can make sure we're dealing with a credible offer.
Mike, did your broker look for proof of funds? I don't know if Mike's still there. He may not be. But that's a good point too, Frank. And so I think what Mike needs to do is talk to Brad O'Brien and pursue an action against this buyer. Seriously.
He doesn't even know who it is, though, does he?
Yeah, but he can find out. I mean, it's on the contract, and maybe he has a PI do it or something. Well, I mean, I don't think, unless the guy made up everything, that would be stupid. But Frank Duran, thank you. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, one of the reasons I used him. He evaluates offers. He doesn't just take them and count a commission before it's earned. And his number, Frank, is 303-920-1622.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
An accident reported now on I-25 southbound right around Park Avenue West, so watch for some slow traffic coming off of I-70. The rest of your I-25 drive looking pretty good. I-70 checking clear, no delay there. 225, C-470, and 6th Avenue all looking good as well. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, a 20% chance for afternoon thunderstorms today with a high around 90. Tonight's low 55, and then some monsoon moisture moves in for your weekend with a good chance for thunderstorms and highs only in the 70s. Currently, it's 83. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Abraham Lincoln is known for many things, whether it's his skills as a statesman or even simple things like his stovepipe hat. But the turning point in his life came after a wrestling match. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is such a great story. Colorado Pain Care has got me out of, chronic pain, and they got me out of acute pain when I would put my back out and stuff. And then eventually, though, there was something that was more serious, and they did more investigation for me, including an MRI. And they recommended a neurosurgeon. Oh, my God, I am so happy. And I'm not saying, they look to do surgery. They don't. In fact, they do as little as possible to get you out of pain. The most conservative approach is first. They have great physical therapy. They have trigger point injections for temporary problems or epidurals and things like that, nerve blocks. What I want you to do is check them out if you're in pain. ColoradoPainCare.com. They have clinic hours from 7 to 7 for your convenience. Check them out, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Saving money is easy when it comes to shopping for a new outfit.
Hey, Tommy.
Yes?
Addie went to a spine doctor yesterday in Kaiser because she's been having some back pain. And she has this curved spine up top. He says there's really nothing they can do to fix that.
Yeah, but here's something you need to know. Curvature of the spine and light scoliosis is not uncommon in a lot of people, and you can live a total normal life and not a big problem.
Okay,
Now,
I just get concerned because she has back pain.
yeah, but listen to this. There could be things she's doing to contribute to it, and that's where that physical therapy comes in. If you get a really good physical therapist, they can show you exercises to get around that and to correct that bad curve.
Do you think a posture corrector would work? You know that one that buzzes you when you're slouching? Do you think that would help?
You know what? I don't know about those. I do know that there are some back TENS units that literally help strengthen the muscles. They really help. And they help me a lot, but of course, it's, I had nerve damage. So what she needs to do, what I would do first, is go to a good physical therapist with some x-rays.
Okay, and then also, I never noticed it, but it is so clear, Tom, now that he pointed it out, one of her shoulders sits way lower than the other shoulder.
Okay, and let's not forget chiropractic. Now listen, we have seen our share of bad chiropractors, just like we see our share of bad doctors. But chiropractic, when done right, can correct that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, a good chiropractor. I have a really good one. There's no gimmicks, no long-term commitments. He's just a good old-fashioned chiropractor, kind of like Smarty Marty.
Okay.
Yeah, and ask Smarty about it. By the way, is he on today?
I think he is. He's going to be calling in with an update soon.
Good.
I'll call your other outbound now.
Oh, okay. Well, do it toward...
you want me to do it later?
Well, or
when it gets a little quiet?
Yeah, after the top of the hour especially, because I got calls that have been waiting. And I think... Yeah, that's good. Hey, don't forget and tell Mark that Tuesday I have my follow-up appointments.
I will be sure he is here.
And I think it's on my calendar. Didn't I put all that on the calendar?
Yes, you did.
Good.
You did.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's 11:30, so I don't think I'm going to bother coming in until after, and we'll see.
I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, and they're going to take out the staples.
That sounds awful.
You know, I know Deputy Doc says they have a device that does it, and I want.
Sure, didn't you ever have one at your desk with the
Oh yeah, did they use? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No.
I got a Bosch stapler remover here. Just bend over.
Will do.
Or we just got some wire snippers. We're going to cut them and pull them.
Let MacGyver do it. A minute away.
Hey, okay, never mind. Today is car day. I got to remember Jeff Vick. We got to talk to him.
We have a car question holding, too, on line 2 for Jeff Vick. Well, you know, it's a used car question, I guess.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Jeff looks very excited.
You're going to be missing out on pizza, Tommy.
I know.
I'll try not to rub it in.
And I don't even get a burger because Deputy Doc didn't show. But Steph and I are doing a steakhouse tonight.
Mark and I are going to go see Elvis after the show.
Oh yeah, cool. I want to decide on Jurassic Park and Elvis, and I think those are the two.
Top Gun.
I saw Top Gun.
Okay.
Before surgery.
Here we go.
Denver's talk station.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. It's car day today. We have Jeff Vick with us from Kimmer Transmission, one of our car experts. Ron wants to talk about a used car sale. I'm not sure if it's about the mechanic part or not, but Jeff, stand by and let's see what's going on. Ron, what's going on?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Well, after listening to financial herpes and $4 million real estate deals, mine's rather trivial.
What's going on?
Vehicle purchase.
When?
Retired law enforcement. For a 50th wedding anniversary, my wife wanted to help me purchase just an inexpensive vehicle.
Was it used or new? New or used? New or used?
Used.
Okay. What kind?
We stumbled into Auto Warehouse down in Parker. Found a Ford Escape was on the rack. They have
what year?
Racks. They do their own work, and extremely clean. A lot of paperwork for past history. It looked like it had been taken care of, just polished, just washed, waxed.
Can you tell me the year and the mileage?
Yeah, it was an 07 Ford Escape, and it had 140. I think I'm guessing 143 thereabouts. I think.
And did they certify it or anything? You said it was on the rack.
It was at that time. It was on the rack, and they didn't certify it. They said that it was as is if you bought it. I understand that, but when he took it down off the rack, I said, "Let's take it for a ride." And he started it, went back up, and it died immediately. He said, "It's out of gas." He put 1 gallon of gas in it and said, "Go ahead and take it for a drive." Well, I did. It ran fine. It ran great. Took it back and worked out a deal with him. Paid him.
How much did you pay? How much?
$55.
$5,500?
Right.
Okay, listen, why didn't you get the car checked out?
Well, I should have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But let me finish the story. We drove it from there. It did not make it to Colorado Springs, and the transmission quit.
Now, when you say, how do you know it was the transmission?
Well, let me finish. I took it to a shop right there, the first shop that I'd come to, Christian Brothers, in the north end of Colorado Springs, and it's only about 25 miles from Parker, and asked them to look at it, which they did, and they said I could tell the transmission was acting wrong. It was shifting, but indiscriminately, second, third, first. Anyway, he said that the transmission had been gutted, basically gutted. It was inoperative, but someone had changed the fluid to make it work and appear to be functional until the transmission heated up. And I'm thinking back that the salesperson put 1 gallon of gas in it so I couldn't drive
I know.
it.
I get it. Hold on a second. We're going to come back to you and get some opinions on this.
Nothing changes America like a robot.
Transmission
gutted?
Gutted and then some fluid put in it works until it's heated up.
I wonder if they put extra thick. I mean, Jeff, is there something they could do on purpose to mislead the guy?
But whatever problem they would have had.
Jeff, put your headphones on.
Jeff, is there something they could have done to mislead him? You know, we've often heard about people, what do they call it, doctoring up a transmission to get by a test drive?
Sawdust.
I mean, they may have already seen that the fluid was burned and the transmission was going out, so they tried to disguise it by putting good fluid in it. But that's not going to make it work, no.
It's 11. I'm going to order the pizza.
So wait a minute. Even with new transmission fluid, it is what he's saying. It doesn't make sense. They made it so it would not get hot because that's the only time it screws up.
No, it sounds like maybe they changed the fluid because the fluid that was in it before was burned, so he would have had some sort of idea that the transmission was going out.
No, I get it, but yeah. would it improve the drivability for a few miles?
Most likely not.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. If it had that serious of a problem, I just think it had 140,000 miles on it. Is that what do you call that kind of transmission?
It's transaxle. It's transaxle.
So it's not the what is it called, CVT?
No, it's not a CVT. It's a CD4E. It's a 4-speed.
Okay. And he bought it as is, man. He's trying to hang his hat on the 1 gallon. You know, with gas that's $50 a gallon, I don't blame him.
Hey, when you have a drop down to pick your age, Tom, you know what I'm saying? Like on certain things, maybe a credit card app. I mean, you must have to scroll way the hell down.
You know, I've been keeping track of all these comments because I'm going to sue your ass.
Yeah, we have to roll back date of birth, you know, and
You got to roll all the way down. Yeah. It's guys like him why you got to put in the 4-digit year.
Right.
How long you think? Perfect, Megan. Have a good day.
I need your miles number for Frontier.
Okay, it's always a deal. Okay, hang on, I've got that. I think I saved it.
I don't need your login, just the number.
No, I know what you need. How did I put it in screenshots.
Show him, don't say it.
There it is. You want me to say it over?
No, I got it.
It's that top number 200.
Hey, Mark, is there I don't want to do it now, but is there a way to share the screen with Vmix?
Mark, Major.
What do you mean share it?
Like, let's say I wanted to do a graphic or some kind of explainer. Can you share your screen, like on a Zoom call, but share it with YouTube on our stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. You can put a website up. That's what you mean?
A website or even the desktop itself.
Yeah, the desktop. Can you put the desktop through Vmix?
Yeah, that's how I was doing Zoom calls in it. is that you add the desktop as an input.
Oh, I've done that. That was kind of weird, though.
Yeah.
You can do what you're saying, Tom. It's, I don't know.
There's a moment there where it zooms to infinity because it's seeing Vmix, but you close Vmix and it should work.
Since everything is getting expensive and people use credit cards like you said.
If it's just some sort of graph, you could just draw it with a crayon and hold it up to the camera.
Suzanne, do you know your password to that?
Yeah, I'll put it in Messenger.
I want to make sure we didn't already pay for that stupid discount then through yours.
Well, it would be
Sorry, just put it in Messenger.
the password to that member number I put. Okay, hang on. Oh. It's in the Messenger, babe.
Nah, I'm going to have to reset it, so look for an email.
Oh, dear.
Come on.
Man.
There you go.
Jeez.
Reset it to the same thing. Who cares? It's not
Jesus.
that. Watch your language. This isn't some kind of fucking rodeo here.
Well, I'm not seeing what you're
This isn't
talking
prison.
about.
It's not like we're in prison.
I hate it when I have to change a password.
What is it for? Anything we share?
My Frontier.
Oh.
Discount Dan, baby.
I don't think we renewed it because of all the squirreliness back when we were booking tickets last year.
That's why I want to try. Make sure.
Well, I don't have an email.
It might be your Gmail. I don't know.
That's it should be my Gmail, and that's what I'm looking at. Their reset password has never worked. I had to reset it on the phone.
I just worked mine, and it worked.
It was a effing hassle.
It says it was sent to you.
It's the Dan Catholic Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. Right before the U.S. Supreme Court hearing.
Wait, it came to me. Hold on.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Gas money. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grant.
All right, here we go.
Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, and to make your life a little easier. And I had these guys do my windows this week, and they did a great job. Premier. Young people that are just kick-ass. I mean, they are so good. I mention young because, you know, they started this company out of high school. I just love it. And, you know, here's the deal. They're really inexpensive compared to every other service, and they do the best job. And I want you to call them and just, you know, be patient on scheduling because they're really busy now. WeCleanWindows.co. And they're all young men. Tyler and Nick. Tyler started it with Nick, his friend, and then they have a bunch of great people working for him. WeCleanWindows.co, 303-564-5574. By the way, they do pressure washing too. And if you want a job, they are offering great salaries or great arrangements for people who want their own territory to make their own hours. WeCleanWindows.co. So let's continue on our quest to make life a little easier for people. And all you have to do is call us. Now, we talked about this used car sale. And with all used car sales, it's an uphill battle when you buy something as is. But I want to mention something about as is. As is doesn't give a license to people to steal or to lie or to cheat. if you know there's a serious problem and cover it up, it could be construed as fraud. It could be. However, noticing that transmission fluid looks burnt and changing it, I don't believe would rise to the level of fraud. If it's 140,000, now it could if it had lesser miles, but when you have a Ford with 140,000 miles on it, and if you did your research, Jeff, would you say that by all standards, that transmission is near the end of its life?
Most definitely, yes. Probably actually even exceeded it.
Okay,
when
so no matter what, even if, here's what I want to get to with Ron. Ron is saying, look, I think they changed the fluid just to get me past the test drive, and that's why it didn't even make it home, because it heated up and failed. And he said he took it to Christian Brothers, and they said it had just been changed, the fluids, and that would have gotten them down the road a bit. Now, I want to ask you, Jeff, if it had serious transmission problems, serious enough where he was having those symptoms, I want to ask you if a change of fluid would change anything. In other words, would it have covered up those problems?
No, not unless it was low on fluid to begin with, and that's what caused the failure. So topping it off, it would have started working properly again.
But if they changed the fluid, what would happen?
Well, just changing the fluid by itself, I mean, it's like changing your engine oil to stop a rod knock. It's not going to fix a problem.
See, I'm thinking, Ron, you're putting too much emphasis on they changed the fluid to get you temporarily down the road.
Okay. I'm just going by what the mechanic told me.
No. I'm saying that I think you're putting too much emphasis on that, because changing that fluid is not necessarily fraudulent. Now, let's say they knew. Here's where I want to go. I want to go 100% to this. They knew there was a problem, and they didn't tell you.
Okay.
There's a debate on whether that's fraud or not. Did you ask about the transmission? Did you do any research? You would have known, hey, this is getting toward the end of its life. Maybe what I should do is ask about it, or whatever. I can't tell you it's fraud. In fact, Mark, we've had this discussion a million times. Jeff, we've had this discussion. I don't remember exactly how it goes. If it's a really serious defect and you are covering it up, that would be the fraud thing. But if it's just a defect and it's a used car as is, it's not necessarily fraud.
Well, and in this case, too, changing transmission fluid is likely something they would have done as part of a recon before they put it out on the floor anyway.
I want to say something else, Ron. If they were 100% responsible to you, here's the problem with that. They don't owe you a lot, because it already had exceeded its life, the transmission. So let's say to rebuild the transmission, did you get a price on that?
Christian Brothers said it's basically the same amount as I paid for the car, something like $5,000.
Okay.
From them.
Okay. That might be a little, is that, Jeff, does that sound high
It's
to you?
a little on the steep side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let's say to rebuild that transmission, Jeff, is how much?
Depending on how much I had to do in there, low side, we're probably roughly around 22, 23. High side's probably around 38, 39.
Okay, let's say it's $4,000. Okay, now, Ron, here's the problem. They wouldn't owe you $39,000. They wouldn't owe you $4,000. They might owe you, if anything, $100 of it or something. In other words, they owe you what their intentional acts would have robbed from you. Now, you may make the argument, wait a minute, I would have never bought the damn thing had I known about this.
Right.
To which, okay, so if you brought that to court, what do you think the first question I would ask at defending this car dealer? What do you think I would ask? Did they prevent you from knowing it?
Yeah.
And then you would have to say no. Well, why didn't you then know it? Or why didn't you check it out? I'm saying, Ron, here's what I'm saying. This happens all the time with used cars. It's almost not worth pursuing except in dire circumstances. Now, will they work with you at least? Have you talked to them?
Oh, yeah, I've talked to them several times, and basically they just told me, you're SOL. Too bad. Stick it in your ear. They said that they would.
Were they mean about it, really, Ron?
What's that?
Were they mean about it?
No, but I asked him. I said, you mean to tell me that I'm just SOL, right? And he said, yep.
Okay.
That was his answer, yep.
Okay.
He said, we'll offer to fix it at our cost. What did they say that would cost? He didn't know. He's supposed to be calling me back. That was last Friday. He was supposed to call me back with that. Now he's not answering text messages. Can't get.
Ron, what you could do, it's not going to cost you much more. Take them to small claims court and say you want a refund because you would have never bought it and they withheld information. Now, I don't know if you're going to get, I don't think you're going to win, but it might at least wake them up to say, hey, let's do something. I don't know, man. It's a terrible situation. But why wouldn't you check? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to beat you up here, Ron, but I want people listening. I want people listening to learn from this. What was going through your head when you have a 140,000-mile vehicle, not thinking, I ought to run this by someone to look at?
Well, the first thing was the fact that he put gallon gas in. I couldn't even take it to someplace.
No. I'm asking you. SOS Inspections would come there to inspect it, or you could 1 gallon of gas. There would be nothing to prevent you from putting another gallon in if you have an extra $20. Well, I mean,
looking back, the hindsight, you're right. Absolutely should have. The other thing was the car had a lot of paperwork with it. All the maintenance work, everything was as clean as can be. I figured the thing was in pretty good shape. It looked like it.
When you say paperwork, do you think this was fraudulent paperwork?
No, it was maintenance records, previous owner maintenance records, and notes on upkeep of the car, and it was obviously in really good condition physically. So.
Yeah, that's too bad. What are you going to do?
Two things I had, 2 questions for you guys. One was, is there any good faith recourse? And I guess your answer is small claims court, possibly.
Well, that's not good faith. That's like sticking it in his ear and trying your best. I mean, good faith would be them saying, I'll go in half or something. I don't know. But they don't have to. I would go to Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs. I wouldn't let Christian Brothers, if they come out the gate at $5,000, I wouldn't let them do it.
No, they're not going to. But Honest Auto?
Honest Accurate Auto, Colorado Springs. Talk to Jesse or his cousin. I forget his name, but yeah, they're good people. They're good people.
The second thing was, how do I get the word out to other people who might stumble into this dealership?
Okay.
You get a sign and walk back and forth in front of their place.
First, you're assuming, though, that they did it on purpose.
Well,
and that
here's the thing I didn't mention real quick. He told me that the car had been driven from where they bought it, so they knew what condition it was. You can't drive it very far before the transmission starts shifting on its own, up and down. Okay. You're running 30 miles an hour down the highway. They had to have known. But
Jeff, how much would this cost to fix?
He just said it. He said the low side about $2,000.
Yeah, 2,300.
Put the 2,300 in it. Bring it down to Jeff.
Could run as high as about 38, 39. So it just depends on how much I've got to do once I got it cracked open.
How much sawdust was put in there?
That too.
Yeah, right.
By the way, if Jeff does find something where they literally covered something up, so you didn't have an accurate appraisal of as is, then that would be something. I mean, I'm not sure they went that far, but now what's the name of the dealer? Did you say, Ron?
Auto Warehouse.
Okay. Well, you put the word out here. I'll tell you what, that works. I mean, although I don't. Have you looked at their ratings? What are their ratings like as far as reviews?
2.8 on Google.
What is it?
2.8.
Oh, that's not great.
No.
So I guess the word is out. Where are they located? Where are they located?
Parker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see if they'll come on the air. Let's reach out to them. What the hell?
All right, let's do that. We'll take a quick break. I'm Tom Martino.
For your deck, imagine Trex composite decking, the hassle-free alternative to wood decking. Trex won't warp, rot, or splinter, won't need seasonal painting, sealing, or staining, and won't become food for termites. The Deck Superstore has the same low prices on Trex as the box stores, and better prices on decking the box stores don't carry, because the Deck Superstore gets Trex by the semi-truckload, coming straight from the factory. Get started with an estimate at thedecksuperstore.com.
Paragon Services. You need any help with a claim on your homeowner's insurance or a commercial policy, you want to get Matt involved. My homeowner's company said I had zero hail damage. Matt got involved. He got me a check for $70,000. Write this number down. Call with any questions. He can help you out with any claim, even claims as old as 2 years. 719-726-0020, 719-726-0020.
Colorado's own Belco Credit
You're calling about.
offers free boost interest checking where you can earn up to.
All right.
How long ago did you buy it? Oh, just a minute ago.
I never bundle. Quit trying to make me bundle, Frontier.
Gotcha. Okay, and what year is that Ford Escape?
I don't even choose seats. Do you choose
And
seats?
then who can I reference? What do they know your name as? Ron? I'm sorry, your last name, sir? I think they'll know. Hang on a minute. Let me give them a call for you, okay? Hang on. Da 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 da.
You got a thing tonight.
The other thing tonight.
Hey, listen.
Hi, is this Auto Warehouse?
Put that biscuit in the basket. Make sure it stays.
Yes. Hey, it's the Tom Martino Show. You're not on the air, sir, but one of your customers came on the air to talk about a problem they had with a car they bought from you guys. I don't know who I was supposed to talk to, but Tom wanted me to call over there and see if we could get something worked out for this guy.
I'd love to see it.
And Eric or Diane, I was told to maybe ask for.
96. And it's burned in our mind.
My parents had me when I was a
Oh, okay. Well,
3-year-old baby.
hello?
McNichols for the watch party.
Oh, okay. Is there an Eric or Diane there?
One, and we're driving up and down the street like crazy when they beat the Devils. Now,
your turn. Your turn.
Hi, is this Eric? Hey, Eric, listen, my name is Suzanne. I'm with the Tom Martino Show. You're not on the air, sir. We help people when they call our radio show with consumer issues. We got one of your consumers calling our show, asking Tom Martino for help. His name is Ron Zakinski or something like that, an 07 Ford Escape.
Am I still connected?
No.
Oh, okay.
So we just wanted to see if you wanted to come on and talk about this, maybe get something worked out. I'm not really sure what this guy is looking for. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Testing enrolls for automated text message. Message and data rates may apply. This is Dan Campos. Over the past 35 years, I've had the privilege of representing many wonderful people whose lives have been devastated by a crash caused by a truck. Our firm has the real-world results that prove our hard-earned expertise in trucking cases. And because we take great
Okay, it's as is. And that's usual for used car dealerships. We understand that. So we're just seeing if, we were just feeling kind of bad for the guy because I guess he didn't drive it very far.
Tell them they
suck.
Okay.
I'm the founder of Operation Hope. My name is John Hope. Losing your home.
Okay, now would you like to come on and tell Tom that, or did you want me to relay this for you? Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
You okay in there?
No.
Okay.
Nothing pizza cheese won't handle.
Okay. Yeah, and we never hear about you guys. We get a lot of dealership calls, but we never hear really of Auto Warehouse. So,
I'm bummed out. I was going to get an abortion today.
Yeah.
Still early.
Yeah. You warn them. Yeah.
This guy she's talking to sounds like a clown.
Yes. Oh, no, I understand.
Station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Don't forget that Garage Magic can make your garages magic. They'll do a beautiful coating, hard as rock, and it will be impervious to weather and to ice and snow and to oil and gas. It's a lifetime guarantee. GarageMagic.com. So, I wonder why so many people do buy cars as is without getting them checked. I mean,
because they trust people.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, Sue's talked to them at the Auto Warehouse in Parker. Yep. Again, I don't think, I want to make this clear. I don't know if they did anything wrong or not. He bought a car as is with 140,000 miles on it, a Ford Escape, and it turns out that it has a bad transmission. You know, here's what I think. Even if it is as is, I don't think people should lie about the condition of a car, but I don't know if they did. I don't think they did. I mean, lying is out. That could be fraudulent. Or if they intentionally covered up something. Now, let me tell you what I mean by intentionally, meaning if they didn't just let it be, but they tried to hide it and cover it up. We always hear about sawdust in transmission. I don't even know that's ever true. I don't even know if people ever did that ever, but it's one of these urban legends maybe. Jeff, have they ever done that or not?
That was more for manual transmissions, or for differentials. People would put something like wood pulp in there to try to quiet them down.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is this. Let's say they did cover something up. That would be more fraudulent, because then you don't have the opportunity to evaluate what as is means. For example, as is, if you bought a TV and the TV came to your house delivered and you open it up and it's filled with rocks. Well, okay, that would not be covered by as is, because it at least has to be a television. So with this car, it's really hard to go beyond as is. But what did the dealer say?
So, Tom, he was really nice, communicative, and respectful, but he said, look, we tell everybody who comes in here to test drive them. We tell them to go get them checked out by a mechanic, and once they buy them, that is it. They are as is.
Yeah, as I expected they would say.
Hey, they had great reviews, though, right, Jeff? You looked them up.
We never hear about them.
No. Did they have great reviews, Jeff?
No.
What did they have?
No, and they're all the exact same thing.
Yeah, and even on BBB, I mean, they've got an F rating.
Wow.
God, that's hard to do.
We got people that are in Fed prison for 10 years that have A+.
I know it.
These guys must be really bad.
God, I wonder if the BBB realizes it's a VCR.
A Betamax VCR.
Or an 8-track. I swear to God, the Better Business Bureau, Jurassic Park. Jeez. Anyway. Mark, you've been waiting a while. Let's get to you, man. What's going on, Mark?
Hello?
Yeah, Mark. I'm sorry for the wait. What's going on, man?
Oh, that's all right. Tony, or Tom, thanks for letting me on the show. I wanted to just state some things clearly, and then we'll go from there. But
sure.
My wife was divorced, and in the settlement was $50,000 to her ex-husband. Okay. She was given 3 years to make the payment. It never happened. And so we got an attorney and filed a motion for an extension. So my question to you is, since all this happened, the ex put our house on the market, listed, and people... Hold on.
I don't understand what you're talking about now. When you say, so your wife was married before, and was she going to buy his half of the house or something? What was the deal?
It's her home. And
okay, but why did he put it on? You said he put it on the market to get money he's owed. Okay, what was the money owed for? Was it the divorce settlement?
Yeah, $50,000 divorce settlement. And,
Got it.
And I guess there's a way to execute that by selling of the house. And I'm like,
No,
wow,
well,
can they really do that?
if it's stated in the divorce decree, sometimes it'll say this: if this is not paid by a certain date, then so and so can do this. Or it's done another way. He goes to court,
right,
and he gets contempt. Or if it's not contempt, it's just, hey, I can't pay it. Then the judge may order it sold or give him permission to do it, or put a lien on the house for the 50. No matter what, I'm thinking more than not that he probably has a right to do it.
Okay. So there's 3 liens on the house, and then there's people looking to buy the house, undervalued, of course. And then, so I'm like, do we fight the lien?
Wait, he doesn't get to list it. Wait, hold on, man. First of all, he doesn't get to list it.
No. There's a real estate agent that listed our house for sale. So
Did
how
you-
it happened, I don't know.
Did your wife employ the real estate agent?
No, this was through the court decree.
Okay, so the court ordered a sale, but the court can order a sale, but they don't necessarily order the price or the real estate person. They said to your wife, you have to sell the house.
Right. So
how much equity in that house?
Equity? We're going to go through refinancing to pay this person.
Good.
So
That's what I was going to suggest.
Okay, they got appraised at $600,000, which I have no intention of moving or selling it. And
What does she owe on it?
She owes a little over $200,000.
So it's going to be easy to pay this guy off. So what's the beef?
Right. The beef is, do we want to dispute the liens? There's 3 liens, not only the settlement, but guns that were sold, and then attorney fees are a part of the other lien.
Okay, hold
So I'm
on.
like,
I don't even know about the other liens. Were the other liens put on there by other people?
No. The same person did 3 liens.
Okay,
3
the
separate
ex-husband,
liens.
hold on. The ex-husband put $50,000 on there. I understand that. That's the settlement.
Yep.
And then he's claiming she also sold guns that belonged to him?
Yes. That's one
And
of the
how
liens.
much is that lien for?
5, and then the other one is 5 for attorney fees.
Okay, let me ask you
Again.
this first of all. I want to ask you this. First of all, attorney's fees are not automatically granted, so she can dispute that.
Unless if it's in that decree.
But that's right.
Right.
That's why I was going to ask. By what authority do you put the liens on there? That's what you really have to investigate. Do those liens have judgments? But the other one about the guns, okay? How did he get a lien for that? Did he just claim she owes money? Because you can't just go put a lien on a house. I mean, you can, but you get in trouble for it. What does he have to substantiate that lien?
Probably the decree saying she owes him that $50,000, man.
No,
from the
not
divorce.
talking about the 50. I'm talking about the guns.
Yeah.
First and foremost, let me ask you this, Mark. Did she sell his guns?
She says that they were appropriated.
That's a yes.
Somebody. Huh?
No, go ahead. I'm listening, Mark.
No,
Go ahead.
Knowing her, she doesn't do that. I just know her. She wouldn't
Okay,
do it.
but did she sell?
did say-
Did she sell the guns?
The answer to that is no. She shakes her head, going, "I don't even know about the guns."
Okay. So where are these guns? Why didn't he have the gun? I don't understand. Where did he even get the notion that she still had guns at the house?
Right. I think that's a separate call. It's really not what I called for. It's
Okay.
mostly, can they do that? Can they list your house and then sell it? And not only that, I think we're just going to get refinanced. So we
Okay,
pay them
Mark.
off.
Okay, let's take it one step at a time. I know exactly what you're asking. First and foremost,
Yeah.
yes, for an unsettled divorce settlement, he could probably absolutely force the sale of the house. Okay, whether it's in the divorce decree or a contempt charge or just a lien, yes, he can collect that money. So that part is easy. He can. But he can't list it. The judge can't list it. They can't pick the broker. They can't pick the selling price. It's market price. And you get to determine that by your wife hiring 2 or 3 people to evaluate it, like Frank Duran, the real estate man, and a couple brokers. And the judge will, if there's a dispute by the husband, the judge will use. And by the way, there's no benefit to this ex-husband having it sold cheaper than more. He'll get paid no matter what. There's no benefit whatsoever for him trying to get this house sold at a bargain.
Tom, is it possible, because she had 3 years to do it, that somewhere in the agreement, if she didn't pay him in 3 years, he had the right to step in and sell it?
Well, that would be highly unlikely. What it would be, usually, Mark, I'm saying, usually they'd say then she has so much time to sell it. I mean, I don't really know.
No. My point is they gave her 3 years. 3 years has come and gone. I mean, at what point can you force someone to do something?
Well, when the judge says so.
That's what I'm saying, and I wonder if that was that 3-year mark.
It could be. I mean, who knows? But Mark, this idea that she had no control over who listed her home and how much they listed it for, that's the part that I find very, very puzzling. Very puzzling.
Well, it happened. So I'm just wondering, that one, can they do that? And then two,
we should ask Bonnie.
Aren't liens precarious, meaning don't you have to cross your T's and dot your I's?
Yes, but that's up to you to challenge. Hold on.
Yeah.
Liens are easy to file. The only time it's going to be a problem is if you guys hire an attorney to challenge them. But you're going to lose the $50,000 one. You can challenge the other two, but often it's going to cost you more to challenge them than to pay them. What you can do, however, is bond around those for refinancing.
Right.
Where you get the money. You pay the $50. That's not in dispute, not even by you. Yeah. So you pay the $50, and at closing, the title company can bond the wife for the $10,000 still being claimed, and then you can litigate it all you want.
Oh, okay. So that's the answer: is the bonding.
Yes, some lenders don't like that, but other lenders will allow you to do that. They'll allow you to put money aside for it's really just money set aside in case you lose.
Okay, Tom, I appreciate it. I really do. I got to get going, and
all right,
I appreciate
thanks.
the time that you gave me.
All right, man, thank you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. More coming up.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Truth with Lisa Booth podcast.
The highway is in pretty good shape right now. I do see some slower traffic on westbound I-70, working your way between Monaco and York. Maybe a stall in traffic, so watch for that. An accident reported at 70th and Washington. Also, Orchard and Buckley now in with an accident. That's westbound Orchard at Buckley. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, a 20% chance for afternoon thunderstorms with a high of around 90 today. Tonight's low drops to 55, and then some monsoon moisture moves in for your weekend with a good chance for thunderstorms and highs in the 70s. Currently, it's 86. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Comedians are supposed to push boundaries, but how can comedy exist in a society where everyone is offended? We're going to ask Adam Carolla. He's my guest on this week's episode of The Truth with Lisa Booth. Make sure to listen to us every Monday and Thursday on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, Become the Banker is a solid retirement plan with a guaranteed return that's tax-free if you follow their method. BecomeTheBanker.org. Now, what they do is establish a cash account that you contribute to tax-free. It's for real. No, I mean, the earnings are tax-free, not the contributions. Then, once you establish this, you can borrow from it, again, using it for other things and paying it back as if it was a credit card, except you're the banker. See, that's where it becomes the banker, because you're borrowing from yourself, paying yourself back with the interest you would normally pay credit cards. What does this do for you? It accumulates money for retirement, which you also take tax-free. Find out more at becomethebanker.org. If you need some spare cash, David Ellis Jewelry is buying jewelry, not just junk. You know, he'll buy the junk for the metal, okay? So there's two ways to sell. The junk the mismatched earrings, the tangled messes, right? He'll weigh it and pay it. Or you can sell estate jewelry and precious stones. 3rd and Clayton, that's exactly 2640 East 3rd Avenue, 303-322-8779, DavidEllisJewelry.com.
Trees make you feel good, so don't miss the Tree Farm's Array of Tree Sale. Now through July 19th. Visit thetreefarm.com.
Say it, but okay.
All right. See, I was hoping Doc would be here so I could tell the joke about him and Jeff.
What is it?
Kind of funny that they both had a job where they'd say, "Let me take a look under the hood."
Jesus. Don't worry, I have HR on speed dial in case I need them.
And wore gloves.
Behind the
Very
curtain.
similar.
I like how he got kicked off Madge.
And he wasn't even working with Granny.
Yeah, but at least doctors get to bury their comebacks.
Boy, it would be funny seeing a transgender walk into Doc's office back in the day. Holy shit, he wouldn't know what to do. He'd go crazy. What are you doing here?
He'd be the kind of guy to get a scalpel. I can help you with that.
Yeah.
It would be better than being the patient and having Doc be the transgender.
Oh. Did you buy our plane tickets?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm going to get a lobster house.
Damn it, I just made this. I must have.
And now lobster season, that's it. I'm taking lobster season off. I got to find out when that is. I think it goes for like a month. I've got to talk to John Fuller. Tommy, can you hear me, Tommy?
Yep.
I'm seeing you on video. You look great.
Thanks. I'm going to come in.
You really do.
Yeah, I'll come in Monday. It'll be fun.
Good, good, good.
I'm trying, man. You know, there's just a few residual things, you know, with the scarring and the little.
Yeah, but you don't look like you're in pain like you used to look.
No.
I was getting worried.
Yeah, I've been walking a lot because I'm supposed to, and the back muscles where they cut them, it spasms a little.
Ah.
You saw the scar. Just kidding.
Remember that line from Beetlejuice?
What? I just watched Beetlejuice the other day.
My life is a dark room.
Beetlejuice.
I guess I don't remember that. I don't understand why on the little signs in the little, train set, Beetlejuice is spelled with Geuse, but that's not how the movie is spelled. But in the little sign, in the gray cemetery thing, in the mini world, I don't know why that is. I pay too much attention to detail, though.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
Hey, what's the name of that city?
Sidell.
How the freak do you spell it?
Sidell.
What city is that?
Sidell, Louisiana, where the lobster house is that we're going to go look at.
Oh, you're actually going to look at it?
Yeah, we're going to go look at it at the end of July. I've got Kelly filling in. Probably make a few bucks off of it, Airbnb in it.
Maybe you can, yeah. Return.
Easily.
Yeah, there's always pains in the ass.
Yeah.
That's spine1.com.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's go to Smarty Marty, who has an update for Paul, and Paul was the one that had his plate flooded. The water. Well, what happened is the water main burst out in the street, flowed into his home. He didn't have flood insurance, so it's not covered. He just wants to be reimbursed. They did suck out the water, and he wants $300 for the excess electricity because they used his electricity the first time. And then he wants a new lawn because he said, look, I had a beautiful, pristine lawn, and the flooding ruined it, and they're not willing to help me. Smarty Marty, Paul, go ahead. What's going on? You first, Smarty Marty.
Yeah, so Paul, I spoke to Paul yesterday, and I had him email me the story, and I sent the story on to one of the administrators with Denver Water.
Sure. Yeah.
And within about 5 minutes, Paul calls me and says he got a phone call from public relations, and they're going to fix everything.
Wow. Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, were you surprised at such a fast response?
Yeah, I was very surprised.
That's cool,
because
man.
I've been trying to get that response for almost 6 months now.
Yeah. You know, Marty's got the touch. Speaking of which, get my dinger out. Thank you. Smarty Marty, you have an effective email. I've seen it. It's pretty cool. And really, it doesn't threaten. It doesn't do anything except lay out the facts. And I think a lot of people, it's just a breakdown in communication. And here's what I've said before in the past. I'll let you talk, Marty, but what I've said before is when some people, and I'm not accusing Paul of doing something wrong, except when some people do complain, they don't put a handle on it. What do I mean by that? A handle is something someone can handle. They need to know what to do. And that's why attorneys, when they file motions, will accompany that motion with an order they write for the judge to sign. In other words, they do the judge's work. And really, when you lay out exactly what they want, and the person can put a handle on it, and they think, oh, that's not that bad. But when people have open complaints, those are the ones that are most often not heard. Go ahead, Smarty. What were you going to say?
I was going to say a follow-up also on the Hyundai, the McDonald Hyundai case we're working on with the transmission leak.
Okay.
So,
tell me about that one. Oh, that's where Hyundai says it's not a warranty issue. It doesn't rise to the level of a leak. It's more of a seepage. And by the way, we never discussed that as far as drivability. Is there a drivability issue? Do you know with that one?
No, I don't think it's being able to be driven. In fact, I just sent a bunch of photos to Mark. He has a bunch of photos now that the GM sent over to me that shows it's dry. And
so, do you know what they're talking about, Jeff Vick? Jeff is with Kimmer Transmission. What do they mean when they say it's seeping and not leaking?
A seep to me is just a very slow leak.
Well, he said, according to the general manager, he said that he used he went to oil changes, and that he thinks that the leaking came from his oil changes.
So it's just residual. Somebody was messy.
Yeah, that's. Let me see his exact word. Mark has a text. I sent it to him, but it's
Well, here's the deal.
He's saying it's residual, not leaking now. That's all.
We don't need the exact words, but here's the bottom line. They're still taking a look at it, though, or not? Or did they wash their hands of it, Smarty?
Well, they're looking at it right at this, like as we were speaking an hour ago. He was on doing a Zoom meeting with the consumer, showing him there's no leaking. The consumer is in Kansas, so he had to do this Zoom inspection. So he sent a bunch of pictures to me, and he says that he thinks that the leak was from an aftermarket oil filter, and those can be known to drip. That's what he thinks it was.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have to take this break. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. GutterHelmetDenver.com reinforces gutters as well as keeps them clean. It actually extends the life of your gutter. It makes them stronger, and it preserves your house from water damage. And I recommend GutterHelmetDenver.com.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Blindster.
The highway is in pretty good shape right now. I do see some slower traffic on westbound I-70, working your way between Monaco and York, maybe a stall in traffic, so watch for that. An accident reported at 70th and Washington, also Orchard and Buckley now in with an accident. That's westbound Orchard at Buckley. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, a 20% chance for afternoon thunderstorms with a high of around 90 today. Tonight's low drops to 55, and then some monsoon moisture moves in for your weekend with a good chance for thunderstorms and highs in the 70s. Currently, it's 86. With your impact, traffic, and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
I love giving consumer advice when that advice can improve your life. And an estate plan is something that can improve your life. Here's the deal. With an estate plan, you not only protect your assets during your life, you protect them during the life of your heirs if you do it right. And that can be done through a trust. And you can also do a simple will. You can do a beneficiary deed, whatever you need to make life easier. But what do you need? You can ask BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Free answers, free legal advice he'll give you. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'll only charge you when you hire him to do specific things, and he'll quote those rates up front. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Do you know something else you can get on the phone? You can get a free price for your countertops. What you can do is call theartofgranite.com. And when you call theartofgranite.com, you can explain or describe your project, and Mitch Floria and his team will be happy to give you a quote on the phone. Now, he does not just granite, but all natural stone and man-made materials. They have a beautiful showroom in Golden. 303-386-5919. That's 303-386-5919. Theartofgranite.com.
Hi, this is David Nestor.
Lights, Denver's largest.
Tomorrow's 10% off gas at Sam's
That's
Club.
amazing.
If you use the Sam's Club credit card. That's a lot of money right now. 50 cents a gallon.
Never goes through.
They will not fix your car product. You will get so I would just let people know, hey, they're going to give you a lesser amount than what you should get. You are going to get user bound. I'm not going to put it in. You're going to have to pay the difference. I have one guy that we got a user beneficial time to put in money that he had to pay me. The one that he had to pay a car shield, the policy and then everything else. It turned out to be $600 more than we was being elected.
Plus all the freaking work.
Yeah. The pizza should be here soon, just as you leave, I'm sure. Poor A-Rod's going to be. Maybe I'll just put the pizza in there with the guys.
Yes.
Because A-Rod's on that special diet.
Poor A-Rod.
Well, he's there. He doesn't have to pay for it. He's losing 80 pounds in
He's
17
trying to lose 80
weeks.
pounds in like whatever amount of weeks. Some kind of,
On
they
the
send you all the food.
SOTA diet.
I offered to chase him with an axe.
Oh, there it is. Are you here? Okay. See you in a sec.
You say all lick, what? No, Jeff's not listening.
Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
That's huge.
Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
have 80 members.
Yeah. He's kind of short, too. It's going to be a busy weekend for the protesters.
Oh, so Maxine Waters, from Democrat from California, says we're going to defy and protest Supreme Court ruling. Sounds like an insurrection. Sounds like an insurrection.
What did Maxine Waters say?
The hell with the Supreme Court. You ain't seen nothing yet. We are going to defy them.
Ooh. We're going to give abortions for free.
Can I be the first part of that?
We're going to defy you. Ooh.
Freedom fighters.
You just vote for people in your state the way you want it. I mean, this is like such a nothing burger.
Well, Colorado passed a law long before Roe versus Wade affirming you could get abortion here in this state.
Yeah, you can get an abortion here like the last day or the day of.
Mm-hmm. Part of our new tourism plan.
Most liberal in the country, I believe.
2 into 1 week.
Who cares if Mississippi and Alabama want to do it their way? The people vote.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so back to the phones. And are we going to talk about the refrigerator now with Deputy Smarty Pants? Joe and his refrigerator, I got to recap that one. I'm not sure where it is on here. Is it, so what's going on with that one? I don't remember the case. Suze, help me out here. You say Smarty Marty wants to talk about line 1? Okay, that's not. Okay, I'm reading it wrong then. Sorry. Let's talk to Bennett then about an IRS fraud. Go ahead, Bennett. What's going on?
Hey, Thomas.
What's happening?
They
don't call. Yeah.
And I'm to call them immediately. So I called for the heck of it, and I said, well, I'm not the guy you're trying to reach, just my dad. And they said, well, we need to talk to him.
And what did they say that he needs to do?
He needs to call them to find out why he is delinquent in his taxes.
Okay, well, let's call him.
I've got the number here, Tom.
Okay, we ought to give it to Suze off the air and call when we get a moment to breathe. We're going to be up on the top. So hold on, Bennett. Give it to Suze. Thanks for doing that for us. Now, Preston, what's going on with Camping World?
Well, hey, how you doing, Tom? So
what's going on, man?
So basically, I bought a 2021 camper from them. And
Hey, man, by the way, is anyone having trouble hearing him, or is it just me?
A little bit.
Okay, Preston.
All right, let me, one second, let me see.
I don't know what's wrong with your phone, sir.
Is that better, sir?
Oh, way better. Go ahead. Oh, crap.
Even better.
Did he get disconnected? We'll give you priority here, man. Call 303-MARTINO.
We've had quite a few on Camping World lately.
303-627-8466. No, we have. We've had totally a lot. Michelle, what's going on with your apartment complex?
Okay, the long and the short of it is I've lived here since 2017. I've had a leak in my bathroom since 2020. I've been fussing and fighting to get them to fix it. In the last
now, where is the leak exactly? Where do you mean? Does it come out from below the tub or what?
It comes out from above in the ceiling.
Like where? Along the where is this leak exactly?
Well, they said it was the upstairs neighbor's bathtub, that there was a crack in it. So when they would take a shower or bath, their dirty shower or bath water would drain into my bathroom.
So the drain water comes down, the drain water, does it come down the wall of your tub area, or where does it come into your bathroom?
Through the hole that they cut into my ceiling, that the maintenance man cut into my ceiling.
And he cut it into your ceiling for what reason?
To try and find the leak.
Okay. So did they identify it's drain water coming from upstairs?
They did, and then a plumber that came out, I want to say 2 weeks ago now, said that it actually may be coming from multiple apartments, that he can't actually pinpoint where the leak is.
Okay, then we need to figure this out. Hold on, we'll come up with a plan. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans.
And when did this happen? Oh, okay. Ooh. Hang on a minute.
First they listen, then they win. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. If you want to go to our Hudson sale and sale day, it's already started. Uncle Spas in the Denver Premium Outlets. Over 100 hot tubs in stock and ready for immediate delivery. It's all here. Hot tubs, super spas, massage chairs, saunas, and grills. Go now at this year's store live sale. If you want to say Uncle Spas hot tubs are for consumer fashion and spas.
And what?
We did a service for Wednesday. I said he was coming to pick it up. Okay, fine, whatever. Come 5 o'clock, he's not there.
Yeah.
So we put a quote on the car to secure overnight. We left. And he comes back in the next morning. He comes in taking picks.
Why?
Because he showed up after 5 o'clock and we left at 5 o'clock.
Didn't you know you closed?
I'm not defending.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you. He was not there for me. We left after 5. It was a few minutes after.
I wouldn't even mess with it.
He came in the next morning, yelling and screaming at me. I told him, well, I'm sorry, the 10 hours a day we're here is insufficient for you to get here on time. And I actually refunded his money and sent him on the road. Just for free.
You did?
You actually gave it to him for free?
Murdering.
How much was it? I can't believe it. I think you should have him on then. Operator.
So I was just like,
He doesn't like free.
CDC Director Dr. Michelle Walensky has signed off on Moderna's COVID vaccine for children and teens ages 6 to 17.
All right, try not to need an abortion.
COVID-19 vaccination. This is a call from one European Union member to stop ramping up sanctions on Russia.
Hey, Dixie, we were thinking of staying in your place. You guys have free parking?
The senior aide to Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban.
Okay, thanks. That's a nothing. That's a no way, Jose.
What's a no way, Jose?
hey, Robert.
$50 a night
I mean,
for parking.
I'm not really sure what you mean. What you mean
New
that you're
Orleans.
not happy with the resolution if he refunded all your money? I hesitate even addressing this because, I understand there might have been a bit of an inconvenience or something, but Jeff refunded your money and sent you on your way, and you still want to address it? I'm just a little unclear on that.
Uses artificial intelligence. Users would send a video selfie to a third-party company that uses facial signals to make an estimation. You have to be 13
Well,
to use the platform. But some people get around the rule by putting in a different firm.
He said you showed up after 5 after they were closed or something. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, what more would you want to do if he refunded your money? That's his way of handling his customers, giving your money back for free. So what more would you want to do? I mean, that sounds pretty more than fair to me.
He wants a reach around.
But still, get him on. Don't talk him out of it. Get him on. We'll tell him that shit. The more morons,
put him
the
on.
better.
Put him on, Suzanne.
The more morons, the better.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast. Indeed you do. We instantly
All right. Well, if you want to talk about it on the air, I mean, yeah, Jeff's here. He knows you're on the air. So hang on a minute. Listen to the phone, man. When you hear your name, come on and tell Tom.
It won't be, we'll just put him in his place or whatever.
He refunded $300. And the guy showed up after they were closed. I don't even get why he's being pissy.
I don't even. Why did he show up after they closed?
If he was closer, he would have called and said, "Hey, I'm still going to be there. Can you hang out for 5 or 10?" We would have. But hey, you're not there at 5. I'm not waiting to find out if you're going to show up at 5:30.
I know.
Hello.
Colorado's primary election is Tuesday, and it's too late to mail them in to arrive before the deadline. It's definitely too late to mail them back. Now you can bring them to a voting center, to a 24-hour box, or bring them up to one of our trucks.
I wonder if we'll have
Crack is whack, Jeff.
What do you want to do?
You know what's funny? He wants a sweetheart apology, and I was trying.
He wants a sweetheart
Well,
apology.
like, I'm summing it up. Hey, guys.
I'm sorry you were late.
Like, I was 5 minutes late. I told him I was on my way. That's just, I'm just giving you a heads up on
Yeah,
that.
we had the same argument yesterday. But says, you know what?
Hey, what do you guys, if any, charge for parking? Holy moly. That's a lot, man. All right, thanks. Go ahead, what? But what? Jesus. I am not used to paying for fucking parking. It costs, they want more than the rental car.
Where?
New Orleans. I'm looking. I'm going to end up Airbnb and maybe right over by where we're looking. Kind of get to learn that area. Maybe that is the way to go. Plus, then we get a place to park. I'm looking at Costco with packages. Oh, she'll come out? We can't cross state lines in a row car.
303-800-3419. The quiet, cool whole house fan is remote control, so no wiring, no walls. And as the name implies, it's quiet.
You can't. There's no insurance for it.
You'll love yours. 303-800.
What do you mean a line? It's not a line. I mean, if we can, we can. I don't care. A lot of times they don't let you leave the state. Hey, Tom, can you generally leave the state in a rental car?
Not generally, unless you tell them you are. I mean, there are some that will let you.
Yeah, one ways.
Well, anyway, I'm excited to see my sister.
Yeah, there's some nice B&Bs.
Relationships in their lives through drive. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now. Not only
Pizza.
that produces immediate results.
Yeah.
This is worth $550.
There's plenty in here, bro.
I can't have it, bro. Diet, bro.
I'm not telling anybody.
I'm telling myself.
Okay.
Jerk. Wow. Good stuff, man. No, that's fine. Don't be like that. That's fine.
How about if I air fry it?
I'd rather have this diet food than the steak that you like.
Listen to us on your radio, on your desktop, and on your smart device. Denver's Talk
All right, Tom, the zero taking over here. Here we go.
In your car, at work, and wherever
Barbecue chicken or something like that the other day.
With Leland?
Yeah.
Tell me he's not crazy.
Now, your chance to win $1,000.
It's like boiling barbecue.
Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website.
Love that veggie chili. Oh, yeah.
Enter it now at PinPoint.com.
Or turkey chili. Vegetable chili.
Oh.
Vegetable chili, strawberry banana smoothie, and broccoli coleslaw. Smoothie sounds good. Good old protein smoothie. Banana bar. Sorry, I'm going through my trial today, so I'm not here. Which one I don't have to order again.
This is the Troubleshooter.
You're up, Tom.
Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints and make your life a little easier, all you have to do is call. This hour brought to you by realcbdthatworks.com. That's Panacea Life Sciences, by the way. They're right in Golden, Colorado. They took over the EPA labs years ago. Scientific lab, organic. It's wonderful stuff. realcbdthatworks.com, from seed to sale. 30% off with Tom in the promo code. Okay, let's keep going. We got Preston back. He was disconnected. He wants to talk about Camping World. And then we have Michelle we started with. Let me go to Preston because he was disconnected. And Michelle, about your leak issue, we'll get right back to you. So Preston, what's going on?
So basically, I bought a 2021 Mallard from Camping World, and I took it in because it was a leak